Hey everybody, this is Travar, also known as Hugh, and I am doing a tarot reading today. Or I'm interpreting a tarot reading that I have already done and that I did a few days ago. I'm in San Diego currently, and my son might barge in. Hopefully, he doesn't. He's watching Peter Rabbit in the other room. So if you hear any extra noise, that's what it is. So I'd like to start this reading with the center cards. It's to the Celtic Cross reading and the Thoth, Tarot, Thoth, by inspired by Aleister Crowley, commissioned by him, and written or illustrated by Lady Freda Harris. So Crowley designed the deck, and I think it's really important that we acknowledge Lady Freda Harris because she did the artwork, and the artwork is stunning, amazing, awesome. But yeah, so here's the first card. So I think this is actually the significator card. And this is the first card that I laid out in this Celtic Cross spread. So this would be the individual involved, and it's the Lust card, also known as Strength in other decks. It's positioned in a different number for this deck. And the Strength card is calling on us to understand our animal selves, our instinctual selves, how we're responding to life and the reacting to life, really, because the animalistic self reacts versus responds. The Lust card, Strength, rising above the animal self. So that's what the querent, the person that the reading was about, will be most closely related to that specific card. The next card is Fortune, and that would be the crossing card. So this card would be the second card dealt in a Celtic Cross reading, and the Wheel of Fortune, or the Fortune card, is usually a 10. Yeah, it's a 10 in this deck, and it can mean things are happening in different ways, including beneficial and some disastrous ways. So everything is shifting, changing. A new phase is ending, or an old phase is ending, and a new phase is beginning. The Wheel card. I usually read this as fairly fortunate, unless it's upside down, then it can be fairly unfortunate. But it can have mixed results as a result card. It can cause things to happen in the positive or the negative. But it bodes well for your level of choice involved. So if you're making decisions, this is a good card for decision makers. In the past position, we have the Ace of Swords. I'm not going to do the full reading. I'm just going to give a few cards. So Ace of Swords would be new beginnings, new opportunities, new ideas that are being shared in the recent past. Specifically, ideas, mental stuff, business ideas, the possibility of, in this case, the native maybe moving. So the possibility of a new place or new people. And new ideas, again, new things. In the under position of the cross, we have, so that was the left position of the cross. This is the underside of the cross. The lowest position is the Five of Cups. In this deck, it has a name. Let's not fixate too much on the name, but it's disappointment. It's things, emotional things. The cups are always used to represent emotions. These emotional things are mixed value. So some of them are positive, some of them are negative. There was some loss to have realization that there could be a gain also. So you have to spill a few of your cups of wine to appreciate what you have left, that sort of thing. And again, it's a choice as to whether to see this as half full or half empty, because it's 2 or 3 that make 5, and in some of the traditional tarots, we see that 2 or 3 of the cups are spilled, and the individual tends to fixate on that which is lost, but there's a whole lot to be gained in that card. So moving forward, if you can move beyond the spilled mess, not cry over it, there's still other good things that come with that. So that the overarching or the overposition, the guiding force into the future, Again, that was sort of like a recent thing. That's all the root of things. That position in the down of the cross. The cross being here, it was in the down position, and the ace was in the left position. So you're going to see it, I think, inverted in this video. So anyways, past is the lower two. Present is through the middle and up, and then over to the right too. So if I'm looking at this is my right hand. If I'm looking at this cross, it's going to go past is down left. Future is up right. And again, it's sort of eye patterning too. Think about this. This card is in the position of the uppermost section of the cross, the top. And this card is also called Victory. It's the Six of Wands, or fire energy. Sometimes called staves, sometimes called batons. So the Six of Wands does indicate that there are good things coming in. And victory is a good way of looking at this card, but it's also about like putting everything in order and creating a structure and moving forward with that. Again, it's sort of self-centered, this card. It's about coming into balance and really focusing on the self to have that which you want personally gained if you order and you structure your thoughts and your creativity. The next card is Magus, and this was in the right position. So if we're drawing the cross, it's in the upper right. So up, we're going up, right, and then we went left, down, upright. So I'm making a sort of a runic symbol here, the swulo, or the lightning bolt symbol. Magus. Now, I always read this card as a really helpful card in tarot reading. It implies that the energy of Mercury, the energy of the voice, the energy of creation is there. And so we have a lot of negotiation power, a lot of choice. Choices are coming in. This is the near future card. So Magus says that the querent, the person who's most closely related to the original card, and the reader can designate that person as themselves or the other. This card, Magus, is going to be teaching us that person in the near future, I usually say 2 weeks or less, will have a lot of choices and a lot of negotiation power. And so they need to be really precise and concise about their words, their language, and what they're saying to others, so that those people involved can hear their words, their spellings as a magician, and allow these things to come to being or to help them with their intentions, with their spells. So the next 4 cards they're cards that are in relationship to the farther future positions. I like to think of it that way. They're the staff cards. They're on the, after we do the cross, this check mark or cross, and we go out the cross to the right, and then there's a staff. I find the staff is less likely to happen, less important, and I'm probably going to make a whole separate video on the staff, but I just wanted to do that Celtic cross, the cross itself, that 5 card spread. 2 cards in the middle, 1 above, 1 below, 1 left, 1 right. If you forget how to throw them out, you can go spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Watch on the right, because we tend to pick the watch out. We tend to open the watch with our right hand to see what time it is. And we tend to, in the old-fashioned ways in the 1920s or before, in 1800s, we tend to have our wallet on the left because that was a safer spot to put and receive money. Spectacles, glasses, testicles. This is the same thing as saying, what do they say? The sign of the cross, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. I forget, but it's like the sign of the cross. So just remember that, and it really doesn't matter if you want to mess with the drop of the cards. You want to do the bottom first, the top second. In the Kabbalistic cross and magic, we would do the Kabbalah, the chakras, the 12 chakras, and the 12 Sephiroth, the spinning wheels of light in the Kabbalah system, and we would do Kether and Malkuth and Geburas on the shoulders. Gebura, Gebula. Anyways, that's enough for the day. In this reading, we ultimately end up with a Princess of Wands, and there's a Knight and a Fool's card inverted, and the Four of Discs is there. And then I drew a Clarity card on top of that. So it comes out to a 10 card spread, and then whatever else you want to add to that is Clarity. So I threw an 11th card down to figure out what the Princess of Wands represented in the final future or the final outcome. So the Ace of Wands was there. Sorry, Ace of Discs is there. Ace of Discs is Ace of Earth Energy, Ace of Stones, Ace of Pentacles, and other decks. Here, I'll give you a view of that card. And that's how we'll end the video. The aces are actually really important, so we'll have to have a separate video on that. Have a great day.